Hi, Mark Reedy here, and I just want to go over this Tools on Board video showing you how you can keep track of tools on board your equipment from within TATEMS. The first thing we'll take a look at is using the Notes tab to keep track of all the tools that you've got on board a piece of equipment in the Notes tab, printing notes, searching for tools stored in notes. Then we'll take a look at using driver history. That's not really a desirable option. There's not a lot of printing options for that. Then entering each tool as its own piece of equipment. We'll take a look at that. And then we'll use the location drop down to track where the tool is. So the location will be the actual piece of equipment that the tool is on board of. And we're going to show you how to search for tools by location. We're on board. And we're going to display all the equipment again after the search, and we'll take a look at the equipment location report. So let's get started. So what I've done here is on this piece of equipment 9208, I've entered in a bunch of tools into the Notes tab. And what I did was I entered them in there, and actually each tool has its own serial number, and that's how we would locate or find a particular tool based on the serial number. And I understand and realize that some tools aren't going to have serial numbers. You may want to write a number on the outside of the tool or something like that if you want to track it that way. But you know, a lot of tools that they do, power tools in particular, you're going to have serial numbers. So what we'll take a look at here is I've just entered these into this piece of equipment, and we'll show you how to now preview or print out this list of tools on board a piece of equipment. So we'll go up here to Reports, and then we'll take a look at Current Equipment Reports, and then the Notes report. The notes for this piece of equipment. So in this particular piece of equipment, for all the notes, we've just got all the tools on board listed. And so that'll give you a way that you could print that out. You could go walk out to the equipment, the truck or whatever, and then just verify that everything's on there. And then the note date, that can be the date that it was verified, or that that it was verified, that you know that it was on board that piece of equipment. So now we'll take a look at searching for tools stored in notes. The way to do that is you would go over here to Search By, this drop down here, and you're going to search by notes. And so if you have a particular serial number for a tool on board that you want to search for, what you can do is, and I'll go ahead and bring up a different piece of equipment that has no notes. So I'm going to go ahead and do a search for that serial number that was listed for that particular tool on board. Now we want to find out which truck it's on, that particular tool. So we're going to search by notes, where you know the serial number of the tool, and we click the search button, and that brings up that tanker truck that tool is on. And you can see the tool listed down here, right here, that tool right there. So you know that tool is on that piece of equipment. So if you wanted to go back and look for a particular tool to find out where it is, on which truck, then as long as you have the serial number or some other kind of identifying number, then you can go find it that way. And now we'll take a look at using the driver history. And this is something that's not real desirable right now because we don't have a lot of reports for the driver history from within TATEMS. Actually, no reports on the driver history in TATEMS. We have reports that I've created some Excel spreadsheets that you can use to link up to personnel to find out which driver was on a particular truck over a period of time. But this here, what I've done is I've added a few tools to the driver history, and the way I did that was just go ahead and I created in the personnel file, you basically have an assigned number, which would be your serial number for the tool. And then the first name and the last name. So this would just be some basic information about the tool, and close out the personnel file. And so what I did was just to add a particular tool to this piece of equipment. I'm going to add another, basically we're saying add another driver, but we're knowing that it's tools. So we would go down here and choose another tool that we want to add. We can choose the date and add it, and then save and close, and you'll see that it'll show up. So if you bring up this piece of equipment, it will show you all the tools that are on board this equipment in the driver history if you wanted to do it that way. Alright, so now we'll take a look at entering each tool as a piece of equipment. And in order to do that, what I've done is I've actually added a bunch of tools to the database. And they are listed, let me go up here to search by equipment number, and here's some tools. So you've got this tool here, this pry bar, 36-inch pry bar. It's tool number 847. So we assigned it an equipment number. It's still got a VIN number or a serial number, and we have a description. And then what we've done over here for location, the location is actually the equipment number that it's actually on board of. So that would be the truck that it's on board of, and you can add these on the fly. Just add in, type in the name, actually the equipment ID number that you have for the equipment that the tool is going to be on board, and when you want to add that, it'll just get it added to that piece of equipment. So I'll just show you how to do that real quick. So we're looking at location. So we have 9208, 9210. We'll just say. Let's look for, make for sure we got a piece of equipment that exists. So I'll look at 9213. So we'll add that 9213. Hit tab. Ask me if I want to add it. Say OK, and now 9213 is in the list. So, and 9202 was where we had it before. So. As we click on each of these actual tools, you can see which truck they're located on. Just by the location changing down here, you'll see what truck it's located on. Now, if you wanted to search for tools by location, in other words, what truck it's on, you would go over here to the filter where it says Show All and change that to By Location. And then you're going to choose the truck that you want to find it on. So we'll look at 9202, and then we're just going to click the search button, and it's going to show us all the tools, a list of all the tools that are on 9202. So we can click through those and just see that all these tools in this list, we have 18 records found, are on 9202 on that piece of equipment. That's where they're on board of. So now you can see this. We have just this list of tools because we've chosen 9202. So in order to revert back to be able to see the entire list again of all your equipment, change this to Show All. You can see that the choose disappears, and then click the search button again, and that's going to show all your equipment in your entire database. One thing you could do if you don't want to clutter up your equipment database with your tools on board, you could create a separate data file. See where up here where it says TATEMS 2005 BE.mdb. You can make a copy of that file, or if you want, I can send you out a blank file, and you can rename it to be called TATEMS Tools Data.mdb. You can name it whatever you want. And then if you want to link up to the tools data, you could click on Tools, Networking, and then you would navigate over to wherever that file is and link up to it. And then choose Link Now, and that would link up to the data that, or the tools database in that case. So that's another possibility if you don't want to clutter up your main equipment database with all the tools. You could always create a separate database just for tools, and then in that database you could use this location box in order to track where those tools are. And so we'll take a look at the equipment location report now finally. and we'll go to reports, more reports, and then we've got report type equipment, and then we have one called equipment location / department / area. And what we're going to do here is change this sort by to location, so that it's going to group all of the items by location, which in this case is what truck it's on. So I want to just click preview here, and you'll see here that our location list starts with 9202. You can see all the 9202s are grouped together, and those are all the tools that are on 9202. As you scroll through, you can see where these tools are, and they're just grouped together by location. And that's it. I hope that was helpful for you. I'm sorry it took so long to get this out to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.